France is often hailed as the world's capital of fine dining, but hidden behind the white tablecloths and Michelin stars lies a collection of dishes that test the limits of the adventurous eater. While some ingredients are prized for their luxury, others have survived for centuries as testaments to rural ingenuity and a cultural refusal to waste any part of an animal. To truly understand French gastronomy, one must look beyond the croissant and explore the pungency and textures of the country's most challenging traditional delicacies. Andouillette. This is perhaps the most notorious sausage in the world, distinguished by a scent that many uninitiated diners find completely overwhelming. It is made from the large intestine and stomach of a pig, which are cleaned, seasoned with wine and onions, and stuffed into a casing. Unlike standard sausages that use ground meat, this dish maintains the distinct, rubbery texture of the tripe inside. It is a staple of Troyes and Lyon, where it is often served grilled with a side of mustard sauce to help cut through its powerful, earthy aroma. Enthusiasts belong to a dedicated association that protects the quality of the dish, viewing its intense funk as a hallmark of authentic, rustic French cooking. Casu marzu-style cheese. While the most famous maggot-infested cheese originates in Sardinia, the French island of Corsica produces a very similar and equally polarizing variety. This sheep's milk cheese is intentionally left outdoors to allow cheese flies to lay their eggs inside. As the larvae hatch and consume the fats, they break down the cheese into a soft, almost liquid consistency. The result is a sharp, burning flavor that lingers on the palate for hours. Though it is technically illegal to sell for commercial health reasons, it remains a traditional local specialty often shared among friends in rural villages. Tête de veau. This dish consists of a whole calf's head that is boiled for several hours until the skin and connective tissues become gelatinous and tender. Historically, it was a meal of the working class who could not afford prime cuts of meat, but it eventually found its way into high-end bistros. When served, it often includes the tongue and sometimes the brain, accompanied by a bright ravigote sauce made of capers, herbs, and oil. The challenge for many lies in the varied textures, which range from fatty and soft to the distinct chew of the facial muscles. Yet it remains a symbol of the French philosophy that every part of the beast should be honored and consumed. Escargot de Bourgogne. These are land snails that have been a part of the French diet since the Roman era, though they were once considered a food of last resort during times of famine. Today, they are a luxury appetizer, usually purged of toxins and then simmered in a rich broth before being stuffed back into their shells with a heavy mixture of garlic, parsley, and butter. While the flavor is dominated by the herbs and fat, the texture is remarkably similar to a mushroom or a clam. They are often served with specialized tongs and forks, making the act of eating them a slow, methodical ritual that forces the diner to confront exactly what they are consuming. Cuisses de grenouille. Frog legs are perhaps the most famous cliché of French cuisine, yet they still evoke a strong reaction from those who view amphibians as pets rather than protein. Most commonly, the hind legs are floured and sautéed in butter and garlic, resulting in a flavor and texture that many people describe as a cross between chicken and white fish. Though they became a staple of French monastic diets in the 12th century because they were classified as fish and could be eaten during meat fasting days, they are now a sought-after delicacy. Boudin noir. This is a traditional blood sausage that has been a cornerstone of French butchery for centuries. It is created by mixing fresh pig's blood with fat, onions, and sometimes cream or apples to provide a hint of sweetness. The mixture is stuffed into casings and cooked until it reaches a dark, nearly black color and a soft, crumbly consistency. Unlike the firm blood sausages found in other cultures, the French version is notably rich and velvety, often served alongside mashed potatoes. Paille de porc. Pig's feet are a specialty that celebrates the collagen-rich extremities of the animal. They are typically breaded and fried or slow-cooked in a stew until the meat and skin literally fall away from the numerous small bones. In places like Saint-Mene-aux-Eaux, the feet are cooked so long that even the bones become soft enough to eat. The dish is prized by connoisseurs for its sticky, unctuous mouthfeel, though the visual of a hoof on a dinner plate can be a significant hurdle for the uninitiated. It represents a commitment to culinary traditions that refuse to sanitize the reality of where food comes from. French cuisine is a landscape of extremes, where the beautiful and the bizarre often share the same plate. Each of these dishes carries a history of survival, regional pride, and a unique understanding of flavor that continues to define the nation's identity. If you found this exploration of France's most challenging dishes fascinating, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the diverse and surprising world of global food.